Hey, good morning, Team Alvarez. Everybody out there. It's Wednesday, March 1st, 2017. Getting ready to teach this 10:30 a.m. class, so I wanted to get this out to everybody real quick. I was going to title it Blue Belt Blues or White Belt Blues or whatever, but there's no specific belt that just has blues. Like all the belts in jiu-jitsu have blues. Basically, like you're going through some rough patches, rough times. You hit a plateau, kind of struggling. Things aren't going your way. The rounds on the mat are tough. Lately I've had a few students, not just one, but a couple at the same time. I can see the frustration in your face or your body language, or somebody kind of messaged me and said, hey, don't feel like I'm getting any better, feel like I'm getting worse, that kind of thing. Maybe it's because you just got a new belt, and now at that new belt, at a new level, you're kind of back at the bottom of the totem pole. It's kind of going through like school again. You go through junior high, and you first start out, you're the new person, and then you get to like 8th grade, then you're like at the top. You know people, things are going pretty good. You know the system, and now you gotta go to high school. Now you're a freshman again. Now you gotta go through that. Then you gotta go to college, and then you're like a freshman. Then you gotta go through that, and then you graduate. So jiu-jitsu is no different. You constantly go through these stages where you're gonna struggle. Yes, it gets easier as you go along, far as like some of the mistakes you don't make as a white belt, you don't really make them that much as a blue belt, so on and so forth throughout all the belts. But without a doubt, you are going to endlessly go through struggles. It doesn't matter if you just got your blue belt and you feel like things really aren't going your way and you're kind of struggling, or you just got your purple belt, brown belt, the black belt, all the levels, all the belts. It doesn't matter. It's always going to be tough. It just depends also where you're trained at, especially at our academy. The training's tough, the atmosphere is tough. Everybody is in here working hard. So, it's kind of, there are no easy rolls. There's no easy rounds. Things are going to be tough. So you have to, push through those. And so the best advice I can give you is just like anything else in life. I've been doing jiu-jitsu almost 20 years. And, I'll be 42 in like 10 days. So a lot of experience on both ends, in jiu-jitsu, on the mat, and in life. And the biggest thing is patience. Like it just takes time. There's just no doubt about it. There's no, the learning curve is a little shorter now because of YouTube and Facebook, and you can share videos and stuff like that. But without a doubt, it just takes time. It takes time, and you can't rush it. Some people, I think, want to be on, on another level where somebody else is at. Maybe you're gauging yourself where somebody else is at, and you see the success that they're having, and you want that success, and you want it right now, right this instant. But you don't necessarily know the amount of years or the things that individual went through to get to that success where they're at right now at this moment. Maybe you just don't have enough time, as much time as they do. Maybe they're doing extra things that you're doing that you don't know about. Maybe they're asking more questions that you're not asking. Maybe they're doing extra rounds. Maybe whatever the case may be, you can't gauge yourself against somebody else. All you can do is gauge yourself against yourself. Like every day you come in, you're trying to take notes and keep track of how you're doing, and try to get better that way. And the second you kind of look too far ahead and look at somebody else, or say you want this and then you're not getting that, then you get frustrated, then you want to quit. It should be the opposite. You set a goal, you want to be somewhere, you don't get what you want right away. It should push you to come back and train even harder. it doesn't matter if it's outside the mat as well. Like, that's just the way life works. Sometimes we want things like right now, right this instant, and life just isn't going to give it to us right now, right this instant. We got to work harder for it. Some have to work harder than others, no doubt. Like, some have abilities that just some people just don't have, that others don't have. So you got to put in that extra work to get that. It might be unfair, and you might see people just doing really, really well, and you're just like really struggling. You, what are you going to do? Quit? Like, you come all this far, you get to this point, you get your blue belt, or you get to your purple belt, or your brown belt, or even black belt, and now you just want to just call it quits because you're just not getting your way. You're just being, kind of like a young kid in a way. You see something at the store and your parents tell you no, and then they start crying and throwing fits in the aisle. Like, that's just the way I look at it. Like, you can't do that. You have to come in and stick to the grind, stick to the training. And one of the biggest things that can really help is you got to ask questions. A lady came in last night, and she just tried out the class. Previous experience somewhere out in Dallas. She's moving to this area, wanted to try out the program. And in the office, she says, well, how can I get better? And I'm like, well, for one, show up. 2, ask questions. 3, take notes. 4, just try to keep track of all those things and try to improve on all those things. If you don't ask questions and you're making the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over again, you keep bumping your head against the wall, then you're never going to improve. It doesn't matter how many times you come to class or how many rounds you get in. If you're never asking questions, like, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm supposed to do. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want you to ask questions. Hey, coach, how can I just do this better, or stop this from happening, or make this work, or I'm almost here, but they're doing this and doing that, and I don't get enough of that. I don't have enough of that from you guys, and so I can see where you're struggling. Me, I ask questions every day. Like, when I was going from white to black belt, when I moved down to Texas and I got with my original instructor, every single day I had a question. Everybody else was leaving, walking off the mat. I had questions. I was like, yeah, y'all go ahead and leave because I'm going to get this knowledge real quick. And not only that, I was taking notes. I have all these, let me see here, like notes, binders. Look, big old bag of notes. Look, notes. 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 So I can go back, let's see here. Look, it says right here, Tuesday, April 29th, 2008. That's a long time ago. Another one, November 3rd, 2008. Let's see if I can find something else here. Monday, October 15th, 2007. Friday, April 14th, 2006. Notes, 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 notes. May 31st, 2006. Actually, it says that somebody else taught class that day. Notes, notes, notes. Every day, notes. Doing all that, asking questions, running, working out, picking the hardest training partners to train with. Still have problems. Won all kind of medals, like been all over the world, competed against the best guys, have a really successful competition resume. Still have trouble. Still struggle against my own guys, my own students. It's tough on the mat. It is tough. I make it tough. Like, I make you guys tough. You shake hands with somebody, it's just gonna be tough. You go compete, you fighting up divisions, fight up weights, fighting your juvenile, fighting the adult class. It's gonna be tough. But what are you gonna do? Quit? You're just gonna throw in the towel like that's it? I mean, look at all this stuff I just threw out this bag on all the other stuff I do, and I still struggle. I still lose. I still go to Europe and lose. It doesn't matter. Like it's just that's just how it works. And again, as you get older, you realize like, hey man, that's just life. Like life is tough. You're gonna lose some battles, you know, and you're gonna win some, but you just can't give up. The only time you lose is when you just quit altogether and just call it quits, you know. So quite a few you I think on the mat right now, you're kind of struggling with some things, and you're mentally kind of broken down and feeling beat up, kind of a little too hard on yourself, you know. You need to pick yourself up, you know. You need to pick your head up and just get back to work. And enough with that, you know, woe is me, like sad attitude, like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I get frustrated, I get, you know, it's tough to lose, but that's one thing for sure that I've hopefully you guys have seen multiple times from me by now is that I get back in the battle, I get back out there and fight, because I don't like sitting on that in that losing category for too long. So, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, you just keep fighting until you win. And then if you want to go in right off to the sunset, fine, boom, you're done. But you didn't go out as a loser. So you gotta pick yourself up, ask more questions, come to class. Skipping class ain't gonna help you. You know, thinking about it at home and watching some videos isn't gonna help. Like, you need to come to class. You need to come ask questions. Ask questions from your teammates. There's so many teammates with high level jiu-jitsu in here. So many different games that people play and things that can be answered. You're just not taking advantage of your resources. So much resources in here. So anyways, get this out to you today. Pick your head up, come to class, get back to work. Don't be a quitter. We'll see you next time.